Come walk with me through the dusty alleys and crowded stalls of Katora, where every corner holds a story, and some stories change everything. This is my story. My name is Jaden, and I'm 14 years old. Before we go any further, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, A Bite of Tasty Stories. Your support helps bring more tales like this to life. But you wouldn't know my age by looking at me. The city doesn't care how old you are when you live on the streets. It only cares if you can survive. I sleep under the broken market stalls, wrapped in an old, ragged blanket that smells of dust and rain. By day, I run errands for shopkeepers, fix battered radios and phones that nobody else bothers to touch, and share whatever scraps I can find with the smaller kids. They call me their protector. I guess in a way I am. I don't know my last name. I don't even really remember my mother, only pieces. A soft voice singing to me once. A warm hand that slipped away. And my father? I don't even know his face. On this day, the streets are louder than usual. The usual chaos swirls around me. Vendors shouting, cars honking, children laughing and crying all at once. I'm heading past the government district, where the buildings reach for the sky and soldiers patrol like hawks. Then I hear it, a scream. A girl, no older than 10, is being dragged by a group of men. Their grip is rough, their faces cruel. Without thinking, I sprint toward them, heart pounding. Let her go, I shout, throwing a rock that hits one man in the face. They loosen their grip. The girl breaks free and runs. I stay back, ready, watching their every move. Some passerby pulls out a phone, filming the scene. I don't care. All I want is to make sure she's safe. Later, I'll find out she's the president's niece. But right now, she's just a scared little girl who needed someone to stand up for her. And that someone was me. The video spread faster than wildfire. One moment, I was just a street kid who'd stopped a kidnapping. The next, I was everywhere, on phones, TVs, and whispers in the wind. People called me a hero, but I just felt exposed. Far away, inside the cold marble halls of the presidential palace, President Nathaniel Obadil sat frozen in front of a glowing screen. His eyes locked on the grainy footage of a boy, me, standing tall, fighting for a girl's freedom. The resemblance was impossible to ignore. I looked just like him at that age. I didn't know my father's name yet, but I would soon learn it was Nathaniel Obadil. Meanwhile, a sharp-eyed journalist named Amoka caught the same resemblance. She was relentless, digging into every detail she could find. I was just a boy trying to survive, but suddenly my past was a puzzle everyone wanted to solve. Then something unexpected happened. A stranger approached me in the market, silent and cautious. He pressed a cold pendant into my hand, a delicate silver locket with a faded photo inside. My mother's face stared back at me, clear as a whisper from the past. That moment stirred something deep inside me. Memories I'd buried, soft voices, a warm hand, a sudden goodbye, rushed back like a tide. Questions I had never dared ask began to haunt me. Who was I? Where did I come from? And why did the world seem so eager to find me now? The streets I knew were changing. And so was I. The night was supposed to be quiet, just the usual sounds of the city settling down. But something didn't feel right. I sensed eyes watching me, shadows moving too close. Before I could react, a sharp pain exploded in my side. I staggered, then fell into darkness. When I woke, I was somewhere safe but unfamiliar. A small group of strangers surrounded me, their faces serious but kind. They told me they were loyal to the late First Lady, my mother's friend, they said, who had long suspected that President Nathaniel Obadil had a child kept secret from the world. They saved me from those who wanted me silenced, who feared what I could reveal. Under their watchful eyes, I was moved into a new life. Officially, I was a scholarship student at one of the city's finest schools, a cover to keep me protected and hidden. But nothing stayed hidden for long. Behind closed doors, my father ordered a secret DNA test. They needed proof before the world could know. Outside the palace walls, whispers began to spread. Political enemies used my name to sow fear and confusion. The secret son, they called me, a threat to the president's power and legacy. I was caught in a storm I didn't understand, hunted by shadows on every side. But I wasn't about to disappear. The truth didn't stay buried for long. When the DNA test came back, there was no denying it. I was Nathaniel Obadil's son. The moment they told me, my world shattered and rebuilt itself all at once. Nathaniel, my father, was forced to face what he had hidden for so long. The betrayal of my mother, the secret he kept, and the family he abandoned for power. He stood before the cameras, the nation watching every word, every falter. His eyes met mine, filled with a mixture of regret and something I couldn't name. I was crushed, not just by the past he'd denied me, but by the weight of being a symbol in a battle I never chose. But I refused to be a puppet in their game. The media exploded, headlines screaming my name. Protesters filled the streets, some demanding justice, others demanding silence. The country teetered on the edge of unrest. And in the middle of it all, I made my choice. I would speak, not as the president's son, but as the voice for the street children like me. The forgotten, the nameless, the powerless. I stepped onto the stage, not wearing a crown, but carrying the hopes of those who had no voice. "Look at me," I said, my voice steady. "Not because I'm the son of a president, but because I am one of you. We deserve to be seen. We deserve to be heard." The crowd was silent at first. Then they erupted. This was no longer just my story. It was ours. The palace doors were open, but I didn't walk through them. I looked at the life laid out before me, the luxury, the power, the legacy, and I saw something I didn't want. I wasn't going to be a prince in a gilded cage. I was going to be a voice for the streets. With help I never expected, the president himself, my father, began to fund a secret initiative, a national youth program to give kids like me a chance. At first, no one knew where the money came from, but soon the movement grew stronger than anyone imagined. My speech, raw and real, echoed in every corner of the country. It wasn't about the throne or the name. I spoke for those who had never been heard. The pressure on Nathaniel mounted. In an unexpected turn, he stepped down early, endorsing a peaceful transition of power. The nation was stunned, but hopeful. I became something new, not a prince who claimed a throne, but a street boy who changed a country by finding his voice and refusing to bow to the rules that kept us silent. And so, the final scene isn't of me sitting in some grand palace, but walking back into the streets that raised me. Only this time, I walk tall, knowing I'm not alone. A few kids shout my name from a corner, chasing after a loose soccer ball. I grin, toss it back, and think maybe this time, the game's finally ours to win. This is just the beginning. If you enjoyed this story, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, A Bite of Tasty Stories. Your support helps bring more powerful stories to life.